How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I have a company that I need to talk to you today about because it is very attractive because it can only fall a couple of percent. It actually can fall less than people expect. It has been growing revenues a lot because they've been changing up the business model. It is a SPAC too, so there's extra hype behind it. And I just bought a significant amount, more than I've bought, I think, of any company over maybe my whole investing career at one time in one day. I rarely sell stocks, so when I buy a company, it means a lot. So I bought a good amount of this company. It's one that you've probably heard of, the company that they're merging with, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I've looked into some documents in the SEC for this company that I think a lot of other people haven't. And I'm going to tell you about the company. I'll tell you what the company is later in the video, but to keep your mind fresh, to keep you unbiased about the company, I'll give the name later and just go over some of what's happening with the company first, because it is a company that I think is very, very attractive. So if you guys like this, please leave a thumbs up. I appreciate that. The company has moved up a little bit since I bought it this morning. If you guys want, you can check out the Patreon and see exactly when I'm buying and selling stocks. We've been in on a lot of stocks recently, like BNGO. We're up about 400% in today. So definitely check that out. We have a lot of people in there, almost 1,500 people. They're always talking about buying and selling stocks. So definitely check that out. If you guys want, there's a link down below to WeBull where you can get 4 free stocks worth up to $3,700 if you deposit $100. So definitely check that out in the description below. I talked to them and they are increasing this for a little bit longer, the time period where you can do this. So I would definitely get in on it now. So the company that we're looking at today is an interesting one. I can guarantee you've heard of the company that they're merging with, but the SPAC itself is quite interesting. And I'll give a shout out to the channel On Borrowed Time. His name is John that runs the channel. He was the one that pointed me to this information. Now, he didn't tell me where to get it or anything, but he said that this company is different because of the fact that usually with SPACs, you have a redemption value of $10 a share. So if they don't go through the SPAC merger, or you don't like the company that they merge with, at certain checkpoints, you can sell for $10 a share. So that's why a lot of these SPACs start off around $10, $11, something like that, and they don't typically go down below $10. Now, it can go down after the merger date, but the thing that's interesting about this one is this redemption value is higher. This redemption value is $10.20, which might not seem like a lot, but the company right now, when I bought it, was $10.45. So that pretty much cuts my risk in half. Now I only had about a 5% downside risk, 4% downside risk. Now it's only about 2%. And the thing is, you can see this right here. The estimated redemption per share value is $10.20. If you look at another company, let's look at, this is Switchback Energy. I pulled them up. I figured out where to find it. They have a redemption value of $10 per share. Now this is in the IPO statements on the SEC. So you can check this out for yourself. I just searched the company's name and then SEC, and then I went through their documents and found out the right document, searched by redemption value. You should be able to find it. But let's take a look at some of their financials. So the company is kind of a older style company, and you can probably see it here if you're looking, but they have increased their performance a lot this year. So before you jump off, revenue grew 86% year over year in the third quarter, reflecting the strength in our direct-to-consumer segment. So they have changed up from just like a printing company, a magazine company, to a direct-to-consumer business that, these direct-to-consumer businesses that are in this kind of work are usually pretty profitable. As they look forward to the remainder of 2020, we expect to meet or exceed our recently increased full year 2020 financial projections of $137 million in revenue and $28 million in adjusted EBITDA, as the fourth quarter is seasonally our strongest, this year being no exception, as we've experienced a strong Halloween and early holiday shopping season. So they are encouraged by the strong traction in the digital commerce offerings, our pipeline of licensing deals, and recently launched, owned, and operated products, and the recovery of some of their related losses, the pandemic-related losses in gaming and apparel. So they say, in addition, with the interest rates at historical lows and our pro forma net debt anticipated under $100 million at the close of the merger with Mountain Crest, we have begun debt refinancing discussions. So they are going to hopefully increase their third quarter results, or increase from their third quarter results, which were already great. So the growth was primarily driven by direct-to-consumer revenues, which increased $15 million. Again, pretty attractive numbers here. There is some risk in this company, and their net revenues were about $101 million. They had been declining for a long time, but they're increasing a lot right now. They're increasing revenues a lot. They're changing up their business model, and they're expecting this to continue to go up as they move into different lines of business and kind of change how they're doing business in general. So if you haven't picked up on it, the company is MCAC. They are merging with Playboy, and I just wanted to do this in a different format so that, like I said, you could be unbiased, because I think as soon as some people hear the term Playboy, they aren't as interested. Now, we're up a little bit. Maybe that's from people in my stock market group buying it. I'm not sure, but we have seen a little bit of an increase here. Now, they are shifting. They have about 50% of their revenue today in direct to consumer, and they're expecting this to continue to grow. They also have something that is like a casino style gaming part of their business. Now, I have more research to do on this company. Like all companies, I try to stay like in a sponge state where I just continue to hear more about the company and keep on informing my investment decision. Now, the thing that I like so much about this company, and I think I've hit on it a little bit, is that there's so little downside. Right now at $10.60 even, there's a 40-cent per share downside. That's 4%. Now, it can go up to whatever number before the merger date, after the merger date. It can fall after the merger date, but as far as I can tell, there is not a date that they've set for this merger to close. Whenever they set the date and leading up until the date, I think we will see some hype. Now, I don't think I will be holding this long term, even though they're increasing revenues a lot. Maybe I'll sell part of it and keep part of it. I'll keep it updated, especially if you're in the private group. If people ask me questions, I always answer them. If you're part of that Patreon, I'll try to update here on this stock if there is some news on it. But right now, I plan on probably selling it after it goes up. It's just that the risk is so low in the short term that it's almost impossible to pass up. Of course, the main risk, I think, for this company, or for you as an investor in this company, is it trading sideways for a while. I mean, they've come out with the fact that they were going to buy Playboy for a while. It was probably right around December 10, I'm assuming, because that's when we see the jump. I don't remember off the top of my head, but since then, it's pretty much just been trading sideways for a month, actually down 1% since that date. But I think once more people hear about it, once more people know that there's even less downside than we thought originally. A lot of people don't understand SPACs in general, and a lot of people don't look through the SEC documents. So, of course, what I say you should take with a grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. I could be misinterpreting this, but I don't think I am. I think this is a really attractive opportunity with very low risk. And for me, I know I'm sitting on a lot of cash because I'm going to buy a house. I can lose the money that I'm investing. I never put in more than I'm willing to lose, but I don't see that happening. And I think if you're looking just to store your money somewhere, if you have cash sitting on the sidelines that you want highly liquid, but also very little downside and potentially, 20, 30% upside just in the short term even, I would look at MCAC. I think it's an attractive offer, an attractive valuation, and one that you should definitely take seriously. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Again, if you want to see exactly what I'm buying and selling in real time, you would have known that I bought a good amount of MCAC. You can check out the link down below to Patreon. If you want those 4 free stocks through WeBull, you can definitely check that out too. I did some live streams. If you guys want to know about some other companies, a lot of people have been talking about CHEK, a company that's up 200% today, or was up 200%. I talked about in the live stream. You can check that out in the main channel or on my second channel. There's a link to the second channel down below too. I talked about it on there. And if you guys want, you can check out BlockFi. They're paying up to 8.6% interest on some of your cryptocurrencies in interest. So definitely check that out down below. I use them personally. I've been throwing more money at them every single day. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video. I did a video earlier today on BNGO. I definitely check it out here. It's about whether I'm selling it or whether I'm buying more when we're up 400%.